Blinking red light is mean bad, yes? Good? Is good. Alright. Do I look here and speak? Okay. Begin now, recording device. Hello, my nieces and nephews. Many greetings to you from the World Wide Web. Because today I am speaking to you by way of pre-recorded video. As you know, your parents have held intervention for me and will not allow you to visit me until I have been completely cured of my borscht addiction. It has been very difficult so far, I believe. The worst part has been the hunger, because without the borscht, what do I eat? There is nothing to eat. I am left surviving on goat cheese alone. Life is cruel, is it not, childrens? But do not worry. Uncle Boris will be all right, because I have pulled wool over their eyes. They can take my borscht, but they cannot take my dignity or my beets. They cannot take the diner where I sometimes buy borscht, and they cannot take the secret stash of borscht that I hid many years ago. It was a long time ago, during the Cold War, when I am constantly afraid of my life. So I decide to go out to that old haunted mine deep in the woods and convert it into bomb shelter. I am not quite certain what makes a bomb shelter, but the way I understand it is covered in metal, so that if a bomb drops on it, it will simply bounce off, yes? Well, I go and I place many pieces of scrap metal on the ground above the haunted mine to make my bomb shelter. And I think it worked very well. And then I bring lifetime supply of borscht down into my secret bomb shelter, so that I will always have it there to survive, no matter what. After all, I figure, if Cold War become hot war, why not cold borscht become hot borscht? Well, as you know, I have asked you all to write letters to me in English, asking me what you would like me to talk about. So, today I will attempt to answer some of your questions. Are you ready? Let us begin. The first question is from Volodya. Dear Uncle Boris, please tell us the story of how you found your dog. Well, Volodya, I am happy to say I did not find the dog. The dog found me. It was long ago. It was in the junkyard, looking for pieces of metal to make my bomb shelter. When suddenly, I apparently must smell very tasty, because a ferocious dog suddenly jumped out of nowhere and bite me in the leg. I am carrying very heavy deactivated landmine at the time, and when the dog bites me, I am so surprised that I scream, and my hands go up in the air, and I throw the deactivated landmine far away. And when it lands, well, it turns out it was not so deactivated after all, because it exploded with huge noise. I am terrified at this point, and I turn around and I run all the way home until finally I feel safe. And at this point, I realize that the dog is still biting me in the leg. So I have dragged him all the way home from the junkyard. So I unclench his jaws and I give him some borscht, and he has been my faithful companion ever since. Question number 2. This question is come from Sasha. Dear Boris, are you able to speak in an American accent? Why, yes, Sasha, I speak in fine American accent. Dear Boris, this is from Kolya. Dear Uncle Boris, what editing program do you use when you make these videos for us? Program. Program is thing on computer, yes? I like to use Internet Explorer. Is very good program, is large on the screen. From little Misha. Dear Boris, why is it that sometimes you walk with slight limp? Well, long ago, I was in the junkyard collecting metal for a secret project I am working on, when suddenly a horrifying monster jumped out of nowhere and dig its teeth into my leg. We had then engage in epic battle. We fight, and I nearly blow it up with deactivated landmine. But in the end, I am forced to make a retreat and run home. But the wound where the monster bit me is still in my leg. You can see the scars. And sometimes it begins to hurt, and so I am forced to walk with a limp. The last question that I will answer for today, and I do not know who this is from because you did not sign it. Dear Boris, do you like to go foraging for mushrooms in the forest? Well, yes, mysterious person, I do. And it's even better these days, because now that Cheeseball is growing outdoors, I can go gather mushrooms right in my very own field. I cannot eat them, of course. I must throw them away because they are all extremely poisonous. But nevertheless, it's very fun. I go out and gather a basket full, and by the next day they have all replenished themselves. In fact, typically they have spread even further than ever before by the time I wake up in the morning. I am beginning to get a bit worried. But do not worry, it will not be a problem, because if the mushrooms begin to spread too close to the house, I have plans to introduce very invasive species of termite, specially to combat the mushrooms. All problems will be solved, yes? Alright, children, that is all I have time for today, so it is time for me to sign off. До свидания. To the Boris. Boris and